Having been married to Barbara Pierce Bush for more than 64 years, I guess you could say I've been a fairly constant companion throughout her life. But the one love I know that predates even my time is reading. Then and now, when Barbara isn't helping someone else, or working in her garden, or raising our kids, and now grandkids, she always seems to have a book in her hand. We were a family of readers, Barbara wrote in her memoirs of her childhood, and many evenings were spent with everyone enjoying a favorite book or magazine. For Barbara Bush, the path to family literacy came from her life experience. She understands the power of the example set by parents because she saw it in her home and has since lived it herself. By the time we came to live in the Vice President's residence, Barbara had known that literacy would be her signature cause. What we couldn't know then was how far the path she had chosen would lead. At first, her literacy efforts went to the dogs, literally. Barbara knew she wanted to raise money for the literacy program, so she co-authored a book with our dog, C. Fred, called C. Fred's Story. The first book raised $100,000 for Literacy Volunteers of America and Laubach Literacy Action, the two national programs with whom Barbara had been working. With that, she was on her way. She went on to write another book, this time with the help of our dog, Millie. Millie's book was a bestseller and raised $1 million for her foundation. But why family literacy? Barbara understood with crystal clarity that having the ability to read means you are more likely to stay in school, off the streets, and out of jail. What's more, being able to read offers you the opportunity to fully participate in our society as a citizen, as a voter, as an American. Barbara, through her foundation, has helped tens of thousands of other families in Texas and across the country lift themselves and their children out of hopelessness, out of helplessness, and to build better lives. In fact, over the last 20 years, the Barbara Bush Foundation for Family Literacy has built a truly national movement. To start, the foundation now has the celebration of readings in Houston, Dallas, Maryland, and Florida. Barbara has also launched the Barbara Bush Texas Fund for Family Literacy and the Maine Family Literacy Initiative, along with similar initiatives in Maryland and Florida. Finally, the foundation established a Barbara Bush Fellows Program at Texas A&M University to study the issues and problems around literacy, as well as the Barbara Bush Literacy Corps there. But beyond these vital programs, over the last 20 years, Barbara's Foundation has awarded more than $31 million to over 700 family literacy programs in all 50 states, including the District of Columbia. But in addition to this broad national base, the foundation has also earned global recognition, in large part due to Barbara's star power. Today, 20 years after she started this movement, there are lots of adults with jobs and hope, because Barbara rolls up her sleeves and gets involved. Today, there are lots of kids with happier families and brighter futures, because Barbara cares. Some are tempted to call Barbara the First Lady of Literacy. But to be perfectly honest, I see my bride as the Energizer Bunny of family literacy. She just keeps going. She started this mission 20 years ago, and with some wonderful help from our kids, Daro, Jeb, Neil, Laura, and our grandkids too, she shows no signs of stopping. She continues fighting to raise the profile of a fundamental issue that, but for her advocacy, would possibly be left wanting. And she continues offering every family, regardless of age, background, or socioeconomic status, an example to follow as they seek their own version of the American dream. Our dear, respected friend, Billy Graham, once said, "Time is the capital we've been given by God to invest wisely, so the question is, where do we invest it?" God calls us to invest our time capital in the very lives of people, not in projects, not in possessions. By this standard and every other, Barbara Bush has shown the kind of vision and courage and meaningful, tangible productiveness It has touched hundreds of thousands of lives for the better and will continue to do so as long as we have the wisdom to heed her simple but profound message of truth and hope. By your very presence tonight, you have shown that her capacity to reach, touch, and inspire people concerning this cause of family literacy remains undiminished. So thank goodness for Barbara Bush, for the Barbara Bush Foundation for Family Literacy, and for each of you who support this crucial mission. May our country always find value in and resources for a citizenry that can read.